Yo, what's up? Welcome to my beginner's Knuckles only new Genesis guide. Even though I say this is Knuckles only, you could still learn a thing or two about using the Knuckles very efficiently. But because this is a Knuckles only guide, I will not cover other fighter weapons. I will not go over multi-weapons. And yeah, pretty much it. This game just came out like a couple of days ago, so we only have access to 3 PAs. Very basic stuff. There isn't anything too in-depth, but even so, this is just a beginner's guide. Watch this video be like 20 minutes long, right after I say that. And yeah, I will make a basic guide once we have a lot more access to like new PAs once that comes around, because I'm sure they're going to add more PAs. I don't think they're going to have like one extra like slot just not used. Hopefully, at least. Anyhow, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's start this video off with covering the class tree. So, what you get as a Knuckles only type of guy? Well, obviously, you want to get your Knuckles skills, all of them. And then after that, you want to go get your Fighter Skip Arts, another Arts Skip attack, and then you probably want to get your Overload, and then dump the extra points into Defeat Advantage, and then Defeat PP Recovery, maybe even the same Arts Skip attack. I don't really use the same Arts twice in a row. I usually alternate between two Photon Arts that I'll cover in the combat combat section. But yeah, you want to take it in that order. Well, okay, here's the specific order. So if you're new to Fighter, I recommend taking Sway Counter first. Then, well, for Knuckles, if you're going through the Knuckles route, Sway Counter first, then Extra Attack, and then Skip Arts, and then go for another Skip Arts, right? Yeah, another Skip Arts. And then go for attack switch, Knuckles switch, attack switch, and then go for Knuckles Sway Counter Plus, and then go for your Overload, and then you can spend your extra points on whatever you feel is needed. One thing such as same art skip, that's pretty okay. Defeat Advantage is just really good. I recommend that because that's just more damage whenever you're attacking a downed enemy. And you deal a whole lot of damage, so I wouldn't say it's common to see it down in. Well, you will eventually see like bosses get down, of course, but like, you know, for those cases, more damage, more power. And then put your extra remaining points on Defeat PP Recovery. Overload Endurance. I regret taking this. Do not take this. This is just a crutch. If you're not that great at Overload, which only really lasts 30 seconds, don't take it. It's just a waste of a point. Just put that extra point into Defeat PP Recovery, honestly. Maybe once in the future, Overload gets like more stuff, like better cooldown, better duration. I hope they increase the duration and reduce the cooldown, because the state of Overload that it's in right now is just bad. It's not good. It's bad. I mean, still take it because 20% damage, and I'm sure they're going to add more Overload related skills. Hopefully they add crit rate skills for Fighter, and that one skill that refills your PP and HP after an Overload has been successfully survived through. And that one skill that increases your PP recovery while an Overload. That was a really good skill too. Hopefully they add those 3 skills in the future. I really love those skills. I would really love to see them return. But yeah, that's about it for the Fighter skill tree as of right now. Like I said, once they update the game more, they add more content for Fighter, for more content for Knuckles, I'll go make a basic guide over it. For now, this is just a beginner guide. Subclasses. So, what are your good options for subclasses? The 2 best subclasses would be Gunner and Techer. The advantage of Gunner is Tech PP Recovery and Overwhelm. This is just a whole bunch of bonus PP recovery when actively attacking enemies. Just really good for PP management. Really damn good. I probably might even switch over to Gunner in the future, perhaps, just to try it out. I'm more of a Techer sub, solely because, well, the only thing you can benefit from a Techer is, from a fighter main, is this, Awake Agile, or however you want to pronounce that. Sorry, my pronunciation's terrible, but yeah. This boosts your Photon Blast gauge a lot faster when fighting a boss nearby. Only by like 10% though, but I always feel like you get at least 1, maybe 2 extra Photon Blasts when doing an urgent involving a boss with this, which is really good. Those Photon Blasts are your strongest hitting moves in the game. Your other really good options, well, actually, I want to say subclass, really good subclass options. Those are the really good subclass options. Gunner and Techer. Yeah, third best, which is kind of mediocre, would probably be Force for more passive PP recovery. You have conversion, and then PP recovery boost, and then eradication PP gain. Those are your passive PP recovery, except for eradication. This just means whenever an enemy is defeated or down, you gain some bit of a PP. I wonder how much, 5%. Yeah, that's kind of low. But it's kind of a mediocre option to go to. I wouldn't really recommend this at all. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm not covering multi-weapons, so this is strictly on what you can benefit from their skills. The next mediocre subclass would probably be Hunter. This only provides with damage reduction. Honestly, this is a bad subclass to pick, but if you're doing solo urgent quest, which you could, because urgent quest scales based on the number of players, you could do an urgent quest by yourself. Just note that it will take a lot longer than it is with actual players. You can do it. It's possible. This is kind of a niche pick for it. It's not the best pick, but if you're having trouble surviving on a solo urgent, then this can kind of help you out a little bit. But other than that, it's just a bad pick. Very niche pick, honestly. I wouldn't recommend it, other than just for practicing on a solo urgent. Once you get good on a solo urgent, you could probably switch back to Gunner or Techer, honestly. Ranger. This is by far the worst subclass if you're looking at their skills. All they provide is just status, ailment, resistance, and reduce the duration of it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Like I said, this is for subclass. Ranger as a main class, I can't really say much about it. But they do still got their blight bullets and whatnot. Whatever. This isn't a Ranger guide. This is a Knuckles only guide. But yeah, that's about it for your skill trees. Let's go over combat real quick. Let's just hop into this cocoon, since it kind of helps. It's just one easy enemy I can defeat very quickly. Alright, let's go over Photon Arts. You have 3 Photon Arts: Swift Rush, 1,000 Blows, and Double Drive. Alright, so remember that skip arts I was talking about? That's really damn good. Alright, this is what your Photon Arts will look like without those said skills. You got, excuse me, I'm still new to these names. Swift Rush, 1,000 Blows, Double Drive. So this is Swift Rush. Very strong last hit. First 2 hits, deal decent amount of damage. But that third hit, really strong. Animation lasts kind of a bit of a while, and you're locked in place for it. Well, I wouldn't say locked in place. There are ways to get around that, but for the most part. The animation is pretty decent, like probably like 3 or 4 seconds long. And this is 1,000 blows without the skip arts. This AoE effect is really strong. Really good against mobbing. And probably like attacking if you're uncertain if a certain hit is gonna land or whatever. You probably use this because it has really good range. Just really good mobbing tool. And the uppercut is pretty good too. Hold up. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, we were talking about 1,000 blows. Good AoE. Good reach, has very long reach. And pretty good. Next up is double drive. This is your gap closer. The first part of it is just a little lunge forward, and then the last part is 2 really strong hits. Alright, so what does this skip arts do? So, when you're not pressing a directional key, such as W, S, A, D, or a combination of the 4, basically moving around. When you're not pressing any of those and you perform those said 3 Photon Arts, or any future Photon Arts they add, you skip the first part of the animation. For instance, let's do... I'm trying to remember the names. Swift Rush. Let's do Swift Rush first. So this is what a regular Swift Rush looks like. Again. Alright, so this is what a skip art Swift Rush looks like when you're not pressing a directional key. You just do quick and simple, strong hit, without needing to wait for your first 2 hits to connect. That is really good for your damage rotations. It's basically how you want to do for your damage rotations. Just use skip arts. Use skip arts. It is best for your damage. That and counters too, but I'll go over those later. Your 1,000 blows skip art variant looks like, excuse me for that, looks like this. It's just the uppercut. That uppercut move is very strong, but it locks you in animation for a really long time. So I wouldn't recommend using that for your damage rotation. But there is a cool benefit from this. If you use another attack or PA or probably Sway. I don't think Sway can benefit from it. No, Sway can't. You can't Sway cancel out of it. I'll explain Sway in a moment. But if you use another attack or PA, you can kind of maintain that vertical height you gain from that uppercut. This is really good for when you use up all your 2 jumps, but you still need to be up in the air. You can quickly perform this PA to gain yourself some vertical height, and hopes you can actually hit the enemy. So the next PA, double drive. So this is what double drive looks like if when you use the, what was it called? PA skip? No, wait. Arts skip. Skip arts. Skip arts. I'm forgetting these names. Skip arts. So this is what it looks like, double drive. Just 2 hits. 2 really strong hits. This is probably slightly more stronger than your Swift Rush skip arts. This move. I think they're about equal in strength, but I think this is slightly bit more stronger. It also gives you a nice gap closer. So you can pair this up with Swift Rush, as Swift Rush puts you back a bit. And you regain the distance you lost. Really good stuff. Okay, for instance, I'm on this line. I use Swift Rush. And then I use that, what's it gonna call it? Double drive. I've gained some distance and more. That's really good. If you need more distance, do the full version of double drive to gain even more distance. So that's how your PAs and skip arts work. Regular skip arts. I'll go over another skip arts right now. So when you use 2 different Photon Arts, within the same combo. So, for instance, double drive. Like, damn it. Swift rush. Double drive. All right. For instance, swift rush into double drive. The next two normal attacks would be your 4th and 5th normal attack. So what I mean by this, here, let me show you. You see that one little lunge and then that one little hop and hop stomp attack, whatever you want to call that. That's how your another art skip art works. That sounds like a whole mouthful, but it allows you to skip onto your 4th and 5th normal attack. Normal attacks have 5 parts to it, or whenever you use them continuously within a combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The more normal attacks you do in a row, the stronger it gets, and the more photon points, your more PP you recover. With your 4th and 5th being the most damaging and the most PP recovery. So you want to do your another Photon Arts often, so you can recover a good amount of PP and deal a good amount of damage. Very efficient if you do that. Best damage rotation is Swift Rush, followed by Double Drive, and then your 2 normal attacks that are counted as your 4th and 5th due to the another skip arts. Same attack skip arts is basically using the same Photon Arts twice. Works similar to another skip arts, except you're using the same PA. So, Swift Rush, you get your 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So you start from 3rd instead of 4th. Honestly, I don't really use this a whole lot. Actually, I rarely ever use this. It's the same PA twice in a row. But yeah, that's about it for your skip arts. The next thing I like to discuss about is this dive attack. This helps get you to the ground a lot quicker. It doesn't cost any PA to use. And you perform this by holding jump while attacking. So I'm holding the jump button, and then I do a normal attack. You could also do this manually if you set it to your sub palette right here. Diving attack. Where is it? Yeah, over here. Diving attack. It's on my 8 key, so if I press the 8 key, I can just immediately do it. It has a bit of an AoE kind of effect around you. Costs no photon points. And it's okay. I don't use it a whole lot. It's good for getting to the ground a lot quicker than just waiting to get down. And yeah. So let's go over your weapon action. It's Sway, but Sway got changes compared to regular PSO2. Sway is not used for your damage rotations. It is not used for comboing anymore. It is not used for even canceling your attacks. I'll go over weapon canceling in a moment. But in short, what it's used for is strictly for dodging an attack. If you successfully dodge an attack while you have the Sway-related skills learned, you can perform a very strong counterattack. And if you have all of them learned, if you do that successful... okay, let me show you guys what I mean.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so this enemy is going to attack me, and I am just going to Sway. Boom. Strong attack. He's got his shield, so he takes huge damage reduction. But yeah, this attack is a lot stronger than any of your PAs, as you guys can see. Actually, I missed that. A strong 55 compared to this, which is about 30-ish. Another, if you learn that one skill, that lets you do another strong sway counter. You can do this. Sway, you get access to a strong attack if you hit middle mouse again. Or, excuse me, you hit sway. Sway is binded to my middle mouse. So, you essentially get 2 counter attacks for a price of 1. And, if you got that one other skill that changes your next normal attack into your 5th normal attack after a successful sway, you can store up this 5th normal attack and launch it whenever the hell you want it. Like right now. Boom. So long as you successfully sway something. Otherwise, you just get normal attacks. So, I'm gonna successfully sway. Okay. There we go. Now my next normal attack is guaranteed to be my 5th normal attack. So that's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this back real quick. So best damage rotation, double. No, it's I keep forgetting these Photon Art names. Swift Rush, double drive, 2 normal attacks. But if you got the PP to burn, you could probably do Swift Rush. Excuse me, didn't do it. Swift Rush, double drive, Swift Rush, double drive, and so on and so forth. And make sure just the last 2 hits being your normal attacks. Pretty much that's best for damage. I wouldn't say 1,000 blows is completely useless. Like I said, if you're uncertain if you can reach an attack of this distance, like, oh, I can't land an attack from this far. 1,000 blows helps you cover that distance. And helps you attack multiple enemies at the same time. Mind you, that was the non-skip art version. The regular skip art version of 1,000 blow. Vertical height. Do an attack and you can maintain that vertical height. It's also a very strong attack, but you can't cancel anything during the uppercut. So, let's go over canceling. Alright, this is a little bit, a lot to take in, which is funny for a beginner guide. I did say we'll watch this video take 20 minutes. Feels like it's gonna take 30, but yeah, there's quite a number of things to go over. Hopefully this is the last thing I could probably remember. Canceling. So when performing this is strictly for performing your full Photon Arts, so without skip arts. Excuse me, hold on. Like this. You can skip the first part of that animation with either a jump. Damn it, I keep doing skip arts. With either a jump, a sidestep. Ah, damn it. Excuse me for this. Jump, sidestep, or another Photon Art, which I didn't do because I'm an idiot. Alright, come on. Give me my Photon points. As such, so those are your 3 ways to cancel. You can cancel with sway, but sway is too slow. I would not recommend canceling your PAs with sway. It's way too slow. That's about it for canceling. Basically, in case you need to cancel something real quick into another PA, or you need to move around somewhere, boom, you got that. And yeah, that's about it for Knuckles beginner guide. I'll do a basic guide once we get more things added into New Genesis. If you got any questions below, feel free to leave them. Oh, and as of this current state of the game, actually, I probably should leave that for another video, perhaps. But yeah, that's basically it. End of the video. Whatever. Later.